Well, a very good afternoon and welcome to Estadio José Zorrilla in Valladolid as the host Spain get ready to face first-time opponents England A in this November international window. Spain, boosted by top 14 talent, come into this match with growing belief as they build toward Rugby World Cup 2027. England A arrive with a fresh-looking side boasting with young talent as they look to bounce back from their defeat to the All Blacks 15 last weekend. These two ambitious teams with two very different journeys today, but each with one massive opportunity. Spain would want to come up and show their muscle and show what they have been working on. For England A, an opportunity to grow their talent. But first, the anthems.
Y a continuación, el himno nacional español.
Well, to the fans' delight, both teams ready to face what will be a growing test throughout this evening. Our referee for today, Morgan White from Hong Kong, China. And he's assisted by Tomas Bertaza from Argentina and Jenny Lee. This is a look at that Spanish side. A couple of changes to the starting. All of these teams wanting to make known what they are able to do. 8 changes to the English side. The only capped player, Charlie Atkinson, in the 10 jersey. Earlier on, we went under the tunnel to take a look at that coin toss. Coin toss that England had won, and Captain Alvaro Garcia being given opportunity to choose the side that they play from, choosing to play from right to left. England A in their white jerseys, playing from left to right, while their senior side taking on the All Blacks at the Allianz Stadium in England at the moment. These gentlemen all hoping that one day this can be the pathway to getting to that senior side. For Spain, an opportunity for them to build towards Rugby World Cup 2027, having qualified again last competing in 1999, and we are underway. Charlie Atkinson gets us underway, going deep into Spanish half, but well recovered and well handled by Joel Merkler. The physicality of the English definitely the side that would be hoping to impose themselves physically on the Spanish side. Spanish always known to play with some flair as they start to build themselves throughout World Rugby. Handled by Josh Hodge, gets the ball back onto the inside. An opportunity for the English to attack from. Early on, chip over the top from Atkinson. Well handled by John Wessel-Bell, the South African. And then the counteract, but illegally so, not rolling away. Giving opportunity for the Spanish to get out of their own 22. Debutant on the park for Spain too, Alejandro Lafora, World Rugby Sevens silver medalist. Hopefully we'll be able to see some of him throughout this match too. Spain coming into this match ranked 14th. They played against Ireland A last Saturday, lost 24-61. So they'll be hoping for a massive improvement coming off of that match, but conditions definitely to be tested. Alvaro Garcia, the captain, with his first throw, goes high, and Rio Pacardi. And they get to work with the rolling maul immediately and starting to gain some ascendancy and still going. That rolling maul now brought to ground, ball available. And it looked like it had been knocked down on the ground. So England will be breathing a sigh of relief. The maul just looking as though it had started to gain some traction. Couple of heavy boys in that front row. Thierry Foutu, Alvaro Garcia, Joel Merkler, all strong players. There's a knock on, so will be first scrum, and you can imagine we'll see plenty of scrums. Rather looked like it gone out to the side, so an option. Nathan Jabulu with his first throw of the match, well handled, and they set up the pot on the inside. And offside at that line out, so there'll be frustration for Spain, who found themselves in good position deep inside the 22, deciding to kicking long rather than out to Charlie Atkinson, coming off of the left foot of John Wessel-Bell. It's a major territorial gain, or rather it was off the boot of Lucien Richardis. 3 Spanish caps to his name. A lot of top 14 players in the Spanish side, so opportunity for them to show what they've learnt in those French systems. Look, set move going to hand for England A at the moment, but well read defensively. Now the hits are starting to come in. Around the corner was Josh Hodge, and the counter-ruck from Spain back into the inside for England. The red wall of the Spanish defense holding well. Now the dink over the top from Inglefield, just being allowed to roll out, so still pressure on Spain. Identification of space on Keelan Inglefield, Gloucester rugby player. It's one of those big men. Thierry Foutu, played in France, born in Cameroon, fluent in Spanish. Garcia found his jumpers and found them well early on. Has to do it under pressure this time and makes no mistake, does Garcia. Goes straight into contact, the big busting runners of the Spanish side. Now the clearance kick from Stanislao Bai. Bai with Argentine roots, he debuted in 2023 versus the Netherlands, the Rugby Europe campaign. Quick throw in from Jabulu, but that doesn't go to hand, so opportunity for Spain to set something up, and the 1-2 coming back to Bai. Now it's been left behind, has to clean up, does Jimeno. Alvaro Jimeno, 48 caps to his name, most capped backline player for the Spanish side. Plenty of experience. Bai just asking for some cover and protection. Then sends one up over the top, and that's a brilliant exit considering the conditions that these players are playing in. Ball will be slippery underhand, so contestable kicks, aerial battle will come into play, try and get upfield, put the other team under pressure. Nathan Jibulu from the Sale Sharks went quickly and wasn't able to find a jumper. Jibulu this time finds one in Sudeke, man from Saracens. Small chip over the top, but that's some football skills being shown by the Spanish sides, and now opportunity to run for England, but that pass doesn't go to hand. And Noah Kaluri, the wonder kid, Noah Kaluri, came in, played his first Prem game, made himself known with an incredible try. Here you can see the run. I'm just unable to link up with Kaluri. Garcia done well under tremendous pressure, and this time goes to the back and by. Now sets it up for Richardis. Caught heavily in the middle by Merkler. Lines it up and goes, and that's a great carry by Joel Merkler. Coming through the Spanish youth systems was Joel Merkler. Couple of afters between these two today, and just see both these sides trying to make themselves known, presence felt. Stanislaw Bai just getting a bit of those afters. And the Spanish side have offered grants, and so all in aid of professionalizing their system, and you can just see the counteract charge looked like it was for Sogbon on Bayern, just going up, just saying we thought there might have just been head contact. Bristol Bear captain Fitz Harding, new captain from last week. He moves from the bench to the starting lineup this week to captain this side. Bristol Bears captain himself, so no stranger to leadership. Just having a conversation with the referee. Probably one of the more sensible options. Look like Spain have opted to go for points. Lucien Richardis was his first start, and you can just see they've played the replay and the clean out on by over the stadium screens, and then you can hear just the calls and the groans from the spectators. After that, just the referee just having a conversation with the rest of his team. Well, initially, nothing was going to come from it. And then after the replay, the referee awarding the yellow card to Afo for Sogbon. So massive opportunity now for Spain. They opted to go for post, taking a penalty. And this is the clear out, and it's rather not on for Sogbon. It's on Nathan Jibulu, the hooker. It's the first opportunity at posts for Lucien Richardis. Richardis gets a good boot on it, and he's got the direction too. So just over 7.5 minutes in, and Lucien Richardis gets the first point Spain take the lead 3 points to 0 with the player up. That's good beat. Strike, follow through, turned around almost immediately. Kept an eye on it, realizing he'd done enough. Atkinson, one senior cap to his name, Charlie Atkinson. He debuted at 18 for Was in the Prem and then made his debut versus the USA in July of this year, so plenty of experience for him. That's all you want after receiving the kickoff. Get in, set it up really well, and then just get it out. So no Nathan Jaburu on the field for England, but looks like the captain Fitzharding will take over the duties, and that's been picked up and poached by the Spanish. So all the momentum in the favor of Los Leonas at the moment, and they get the penalty. And you can just see there Captain Fitzharding just getting a boot in, trying to drag the ball back on the side of the English. Fortunately, illegally so. So, opportunity for Spain. Interestingly enough, not choosing to bring on Kepetui Pulotu, the reserve hooker. Born in Wales, qualified to play for England. Sister, the senior Tuipulotu, played for Wales at the Women's Rugby World Cup this year. Hoping to make his way up and through the ranks. Alvaro Garcia has done well to find his jumpers today and does well again. Massive opportunity for Spain to try and get their first try of the match. Just over 10 minutes in. That's gone straight to ground. Hasn't been poached off. Does not get the call from the referee yet. By goes looking. Then finds a runner by again on the setup. Kain Imaz. First to receive. Now the pick and go around the corner from Garcia. He's had a busy day so far, has Garcia. By the short ball, but that doesn't stick. John Vesa Bell has to pick up, and now goes for the run around. It's rather Lucien Richardis, who's already got 3 points to his name. The quick hands doesn't stick this time. It's just been dropped by Mario Picardi. I've said that it's been really teetering on the edge of frustration since the beginning for both of these sides. Thierry Foutu making his presence known. Most capped in this group, 42 caps to his name, Thierry Foutu. It's just a word between the two captains, because a bunch of players just running in, a couple of afters. You can see most of the conversation happening with Captain Fitzharding. I just have to disappoint both of these sides. No more running in. Yellow card to England. So just over 4 minutes after receiving their first yellow card, they receive another, and Nathan Michelot is going to be the player that will spend another 10 minutes in the sin bin. And so it seems like it will be 15 against 13. Massive opportunity now for the Spanish on the 5-meter line. Alvaro Garcia, he's found his jumpers, and again he does it, and that time a switch play to the back, and now the Spanish get it going, and it's been held up. Rafa Nieto, who thought he would just have scored his first try of the match, has been held up, and that's brilliant defensive work by the 13 men of the English. The breakaway, the splinter coming around the corner, but piles of English bodies on top of Rafa Nieto. So get out of jail free card for the 13 men of England. Atkinson goes just as far as the halfway line. Heavy running from Nieto. By looks left, then decides to go the other way. The setup for Imaz. Deep in the pocket is Richardes, who sends one high, and we spoke about the fact that this will turn into an aerial battle. They've got the lanky players, and that's been picked off back into the inside from Sian. Now the step, the footwork, the support is there, and the try is good. Samu Iziala, on his debut in a red jersey, will score Spain's first try 13 minutes in. Spoke about the area battle, the 1-2, the offloads around the shoulder, the support line from Iziala. And look at the celebration for the young man. 25-year-old, plays for Stade Francais. We said a lot of these players play their rugby in France. That was the big thing for the Spanish Rugby Union, was to get their players back. But take a bow, young man. Richardes, again off the left board. He's getting brilliant strikes and gets the full 7. And that's great reward for the Spanish side, who's been putting heaps of pressure on England for the first 15 minutes. A lot of questions for Mark Mapletuft's side. They lost to the All Blacks 15 last week, 31 points to 14. Made 8 changes to the side that played against the All Blacks 15 last weekend. Archie McConnell, one of those players that moved from the starting to the bench. A couple of players that was moved from the bench to the starting, so some game time under their belt. Just looks like there'll be a TMO review for this try, because it looks like the try scorer, Samu Iziala, might have taken the player out. Unfortunately, we do not have the comms between the referee and his TMO. Well, try is not going to stand. There was a knock on first, but it will still be Spanish ball. And now the change does come for England. Kepu Tuipulotu will make his way onto the park. And England A will lose a player for that yellow card for Nathan Jibulu. It looks like Nathan Michelo is off the park too because of his yellow card. So it is still 13 against 15. And they get the short on two, the early shove, and Bai wanted to take it quickly, but he was taking it on the side of the scrum. It's got to go behind the scrum. So early engagement from the English. Thierry Fitu ran straight at his opposite number, dropping the ball cold. Harding now sends it through the hands. The first time that the English have had some ball to play with. That's brilliant clean-up work coming from John Vessel Bell. Back into the inside. Spain will feel that they want to try and make as much opportunity as they can with 15 men on the park. Bai sends one up. High and long to chase after it was Alejandro Laforja. Thought he'd done enough just to stay out, but penalty awarded, taking the man out in the air. Rather looks like penalty awarded for obstruction against the Spanish. England not had many opportunities inside the Spanish half in the first 16 and a half minutes, so they would want to get something going. Not been able to get into their full run of things. First opportunity, Tuipulotu goes high, finds Bama. And that rolling maul is not going anywhere. Trying to go around the side, has to use it. Looks like it might just be held up and held up enough by the Spanish. They've done enough to kill the ball, and you can see the celebrations. And that's brilliant work by the big men in front. More call, not being able to get the ball out. Rippers not doing enough. And now back onto the park is Nathan Jibulu after that yellow card. So Kepu Tuipulotu will make his way off the park, and Leketi Maasi White make his way back into the field too. So a try scored that does not stand. The only damage done, but still down to 40 men are England. Bai feeds, steady scrum from both sides. Now a strong runner found in Jimeno. Bai just looking for some protection around the ball, but really well to manage out this game. Have Spain, sends it high. Tester, but unable to get it to hand at Noah Kaluri, so has to clean up. Does Josh Hodge, then puts it to boot. Does not find grass, straight into the hand with plenty of time. Lucien Richardes chasing his own kick. John Wessel-Bell under it too, but brilliant work in the air by Hodge. Now they've got to clean up, and a couple of players running in for Spain, looking for that counter-rack initially, opted to stay out of it. Engelfield just finding a couple forwards, opting to just go down inside the 22 to be able to allow for the direct exit. Engelfield goes high, Kaluri after it. La Forja doesn't get up into the air. A battle won by the men in white, and now they try and get some width onto it, and just as I say so, Atkinson opts to go for the boot, allowing it to bounce. Not a lot of time with the left boot of Richardes, but does well enough. Hodge running it straight, low dab kick. Has that gone directly into touch? It just looks like something else is being sent up to the TMO for a check. It looks like it might just be this hit on number 8, Greg Fisalau. Exeter man. Referee Morgan is going straight to the pocket. Looks like it's going to be a yellow card. And you can see Alvaro Garcia, the captain, just trying to have a word with referee Morgan White, but it is going to be Martiniano Sian who will get a yellow card, the number 14. So 20 minutes in, we've already seen 3 yellow cards, 1 disallowed try, and then the solitary penalty off of the boot of Richardes. Kept in play by the Spanish. Well, just as we thought so, it was a knock-on. Looks like it. John Wessel-Bell is just trying to keep it in. Unable to do so. So scrum opportunity, and an incredible platform now for the English to try and launch an attack from. On the far right corner, full open side to play with. I always wonder what the scrum halves are saying to each other in the conversation between Engelfield as well as Bai. The weather does not seem to be letting up here at Estadio José Zorrilla in Valladolid. Ten players that represented England A last season progressed to make their debut for the English senior side, so all of these players will feel that this is a great opportunity for them to establish themselves in the system, put their hands up in contention for Rugby World Cup 2027. Nathan Catt, scrum coach for this England A side, recent Women's Rugby World Cup 2025 winner, joined the men's side this time. Maybe hoping that his men are able to do some work here. Faking right, comes left, does Greg Fisalau, who got that knock to the head that gave the yellow card to Sian. Inching closer now, England just short, trying to go the counter ruck from Spain, just uprooting the ball, and that's been knocked on and that's been turned over by Spain. Now the strong run from Alvaro Garcia, tracking over 22 meters up the field, and then the clearance from Bai as well. Josh Hodge to get himself into position, rather was Charlie Atkinson, got himself in great position. Looks like a man who's always got so much time on his hands. Lucien Richardes, and I feel that he was held there. Now is the kicking contest, and the knock on and the dive, which you can just see all the Spanish players just asking the question. Cheers and jeers are about. Fact that he was tackled off the ball. And that call must have come in from the TMO, who would have checked that and flagged that behind. It was a late tackle on Lucien Richardes. Referee initially thought the tackle had already committed, but deemed that there was enough time to make a different decision. So it'll be a penalty against England. Oh, this is a worrying sight. Keelan Englefield, that's the rugby player. Looks like he'll be making his way off the park. Here's that hit. It's a late hit from Nathan Michelot. It's just made his way onto the park after that yellow card. And after 24 minutes of play, Keelan Englefield, unfortunately with injury, will have to leave the park. He's one of those really exciting young players. You can just see the arm tucked into the shirt there. Could be a shoulder. Archie McParland makes his way onto the field. He started last week against the All Blacks 15, the 20-year-old. Went to the bench to make way for Keelan Englefield. This was a turnover right on the try line, and that's where the injury happened. Captain Alvaro Garcia making meters, taking names in this match. That's the big man standing for his side. Decision made to go to post again. We've seen Lucien Richardes. He's been brilliant with the tee today, managing the game well with his boots. Really got that penalty kick 7 minutes in. And now another opportunity. Richardes. You can hear by the cheers, he's got great direction too. Extends Spain's lead now as Richardes 2 out of 2. defending blow after blow. Are they able to land one of their own? Atkinson gets us back underway. Did well to manage that ball in the air, did Rafa Nieto. Held up over the line a little earlier on today. So Spain have created plenty of opportunities for themselves. The chalked off try, held up over the line. 2 penalties. This is another look at that second penalty. Gets a good strike on it, keeps the head down, follow through. Nathan Jibulu, after spending 10 minutes in the sin bin, this time too his captain Harding breaks off around the corner, did Fisalau. Michelo using his legs, pumping through the tackle. Archie McParland, his first touch of the ball. And that's well handled by Noah Kaluri to win the ball back onto the inside for Jürgen. McParland just held the ball a little long, did Jibulu. McParland with advantage, still on his side and just saying no opportunity to clear the ball out. So what do England do now? Opportunity to kick at posts. They've had a couple of penalties in this area of the field, both of the times opting to go for touch. This time, no different. Not opting to take the points this time. Backing their set pieces, backing themselves to try get the full 7. 3 minutes left on that yellow card for Spain. So England now with the one-man advantage. Naki Matu makes his way onto the park for Alvar Jimeno. That didn't go to hand and the balls come loose again. And again comes out on the side for Spain, who've had all the territory and all the possession in this first half. Bai sends one over the top for his chasers to follow. Noah Kaluri wanted to play quickly. Josh Hodge sends one high into the air, being chased, and that's been knocked on by Bai. And the pickup and the chase from Greg Fisalau, exemplary. First man there. Now looking for quick ball. You can just see the frustration from Captain Fitzharding. Wanted the penalty, wanted the advantage, wanted to keep it going. Just felt that the ball had died and slowed down enough. So bringing the players back for the scrum. Middle scrum opportunity for England A now. Heading into the last 11 and a half minutes of this first half that's been painted red for the first 28 and a half minutes. It's been all about Spain, the hosts. McParland feeds. Steady scrum, then breaks away around the corner. Josh Hodge using the strong fend back onto the inside to Nathan Kaluri, who can't hold on. And that's well-worked set move, but the slippery ball just doesn't stick this time. So another get-out-of-jail free card, another opportunity for Spain just to breathe a sigh of relief. And you can see on the sideline, Martiniano Sian just warming up after spending 10 minutes, 9.5 on the side. Spain into the defender line and they get the penalty. Looks like been one on that loose edge side. Manny Jürgen losing the battle against Joel Merkler at the moment. It's been tough work at scrum time for the England A side, giving away a couple of short arm free kicks. Now a penalty, using the banana kick just to relieve some pressure. Lucien Richardes. Take another look at that scrum. Initial hit is good, loses his footing. There's Manny Yogan. Joel Merkley does enough to maintain his body weight, and you can see gets the high fives and the cheers from his side. Have to feel for Yogan too. Just losing the footing. Got it at the back. Initially trying to set up that rolling wall. That's been left behind though, so has to clean up. And it's come out on the side of that man, Manny Yogan. And unable to hold on, Archie McParland. Well, just over 30 seconds ago, we saw a scrum penalty awarded against Emmanuel Yogan. Contested at that maul, stole the ball back, and then McParland knocking that ball on. So back at scrum time. Bai feeds, and then that second shove comes through from England, but Bai does enough just to get the ball out. Straightening from Alejandro Laforja, the debutant today. His first time in a Spanish 15s jersey. He's worn the red jersey on the World 7 circuit. Now showing all his skills on the 15 side. And Bai with an excellent clearance. Seven and a half minutes left in this first half at Estadio José Zorrilla in Valladolid. Back ball, well handled by Ben Bama. Now sets the rolling ball up. First call comes Archie McParland. Noah Kalari kicks it through. The ball still on English side, and Noah Kalari, after the chase, does enough, does Kaluri, to get the first score for England A. And it had to come from something, and it had to come from something extraordinary, because it's been all momentum for Spain, and Noah Kaluri takes it upon himself. Just the dink over the top. The chase good enough. Laforja doesn't get there. Richardes cannot pick it up. Kaluri, after the hard chase, will pick it up and score. Individual effort and individual brilliance by the Wonder Kid. Now, to take the lead for the first time in this match. Gets a good strike on it, does Hodge, and gets the full 7 points. So England leads Spain 7 points to 6 in this first half, with just over 5 minutes left to play. Opportunistic from Noah Kaluri, but that's how he likes to play his rugby. Little chip over the top, a hard chase, unable to gather Richardes. He's got all the points for Spain at the moment, and he gets us back underway. Into the 22 of England, almost giving away a penalty. Ezelia picks it up. Spain on the charge. Inside the 22 of the English. Bai finds a runner in folds. Now looking for support was Rafa Nieto, and gets it through Imaz. Keeping it tight with the forwards now are Spain. Taking it up front. Manhandled was Picardi. Slow ball for Spain, but still keeping it with the forwards. Joel Merkler sets up a run, unable to make valuable meters, but still going forward are Spain. One after the other, barging, breaking ball, trying to get through the defense of this English side. By to Merkler, who just uses a bit of his footwork, but then gets caught by two English defenders trying to power through and driven backwards. By now just getting his runners in line. Lucien Richardis wanting the drop goal opportunity. Was it touched would be the big question, but they had penalty advantage. Sometimes you just have to play the conditions. It's another offside going against England 8. And without a second doubt, Captain Alvaro Garcia points straight to the posts. Wanting to get back the lead for Spain, nearing the end of this first half. Richardis just taking his time, trying to run down the clock. Makes no mistake, does Richardis. So 3 penalty opportunities inside the 22. 3 taken. Spain take back to lead 9 points to 7. 2.5 minutes left in this first half. That's a brilliant breakaway by the man whose try was chalked off early in the first half. That's been charged down though. Mide Sudeke doing the hard running to get into the face of Lucien Richardis. Sudeke and from the Saracens 20-year-old, standing at 2 meters tall. Under 20 champ. Played in 26 nations. So he's one of those players that brings the vibe, he brings the energy, and you can see the energy in all his charge downs. By breaking off the side of the scrum, opting to go for the left boot, looking to try and catch the blade of grass to head into the touchline. That's not been touched, so opportunity now for Spain with ball in hand, and that's been lost at the bottom of the breakdown. McParland booting the ball straight downfield, chasing his own kick along with Angus Hall, who's not seen any ball in this first half. Yeah, and it just looks like it was Charlie Atkinson that wasn't out of the 10-meter range. Once that ball had gone to air, you've got to retreat. And you can see any and every opportunity that the Spanish have that they deem kickable. Lucien Richardis puts his hand up and says he will take it upon himself to try and extend the lead and try and go into halftime with more than a 2-point lead. Confident player, Lucien Richardis, the 20-year-old, earning his first start, played Spain under 20s, can play fullback too. I say he's one to watch for the future, and he's shown us why in this first half so far. Richardis Lines it up, gets a good strike this time, gets even better direction. And that is going to be the end of what is said in the first half. What is it? Time's up on the clock. The referee's got time on his arm though, so we'll play to his time. Let's take another look at that brilliant penalty. The time's up on our clock. Still opportunity to play though. And it was only because that kick was taken during normal play. So Spain at Estadio José Zorrilla in Valladolid will go into the half having all the momentum on the side, having laid most of the punches and landing most of them in the first half. They lead England a 12 points to 7.
Pues ya sabéis que de todas formas tenemos abierta nuestra fanzone hasta las 10:30 de la noche con la mejor música, animación, comida y bebida para seguir disfrutando del rugby. Y en la fanzone también tenemos un puesto de los Puncher Brothers. Como sabéis, el rugby, como no podía ser de otra manera, la Federación Española de Rugby se une a los Puncher Brothers en apoyo al movimiento Movember, que ellos luchan año tras año por la salud masculina, contra el cáncer de próstata y contra el cáncer testicular, porque todos y todas tenemos amigos, padres, hermanos que merecen nuestra ayuda. Nuestros jugadores luchan aquí en el césped, nosotros luchamos por ellos y por la salud. Podéis colaborar con esta importantísima causa visitando el stand de los Puncher Brothers, que está en la fanzone, y también el stand de Movember. Así que lucha por ellos, colabora y dona. Y como decía, en la fanzone abierta hasta las 10:30 de la noche, conciertos en directo, música, comida, bebida. Y por supuesto también está la tienda con el merchandising oficial de la Real Federación Española de Rugby, donde podéis conseguir las equipaciones, los balones, los llaveros, las camisetas y mucho más para poder vestiros como los leones, disfrutando de esta victoria al descanso de España 12 contra Inglaterra 7. Y ya sabéis que en este super fin de semana de rugby no solamente tenemos este partido, sino que mañana podéis disfrutar de la Supercopa de España, el Gran Premio Vallisoletano entre Nexo El Salvador y Branquias en semifinales. Las entradas todavía a la venta en la página oficial de la Federación Española de Rugby, rugby.es. Y también está a la venta, ya sabéis que la selección española juega el fin de semana que viene, el sábado 22, en Málaga contra Fiji. Otro pedazo de partido para los amantes del rugby. Y si queréis también disfrutar más cerca, y algo nuestro de Castilla y León, los Siberians Castilla y León juegan el 5 de diciembre en Valencia, aquí cerquita contra los Bohemian Rugby Warriors. Así que esas tres cosas todavía podéis conseguir las entradas en ferrugby.es para seguir disfrutando de nuestra pasión, de la pasión del rugby.
Porque a mí no me aparece la luz roja ni nada. Y no me aparece la luz cuando estoy pinchado, ¿vale? Así que sigáis avisando.
Well, with the second half about to get underway here at Estadio José Zorrilla in Valladolid, it is Spain who lead England A 12 points to 7 at the start of this second half. A try chalked off of the board by Samuel Ziala. Scored a brilliant try in the corner. Penalty given away just before that though, and then the knock-on that was given away. So chalked off, but still Spain go into the lead at the second half, 12 points to 7. 3 yellow cards in that first half. One to Nathan Jaburu, one to Nathan Mitchell of England A, and then one to Cian Martiniano of Spain. Are we able to see a second half without a yellow card? That will be the question. It was all Spain in that first half. Are England able to reply? The solitary try of Noah Kaluri after the individual efforts is the 7 points on the board at the moment. Went high to John Sobel, and then there was obstruction, so penalty against Spain. And you can just see England feel that they have to up the intensity, have to get into the faces and try and dictate the game on their own terms in the second half. Had plenty of opportunities wasted 5 meters out from the Spanish half. And that's just gone against Martiniano Cian. The obstruction really has a yellow card. Double yellow card makes it red. But opportunity now for England. Goes high. Does Olumide Sodeke. Stopped in their tracks. Working hard around the corner was Rafa Nieto, but still England ball. Parlin, ball goes down, so struggling to get ball straight in hand on England A at the moment. And there was a knock-on, so Spanish ball, and you can just see almost looking like they're trying to overplay it a little. England A just almost too many options, not making the right decisions around ruck time, around where that next pass needs to go, wanting to get ball out quickly. Archie McParlin has had to make his way onto the field early in that first half after injury to Keelan Engelfield. Did brilliantly at scrum time, did Spain. Got a couple of scrum penalties, forced a short on free kicks in the first half. Stanislaw buying for Spain. The scrum off has done really well too. All 12 points though awarded to Lucien Richardes, and another scrum penalty. And again going against Manny Yogan. Struggling at the moment in that loose head position against Joel Merkler. First meeting between these two sides. Spain having qualified for Men's Rugby World Cup of 2027. We spoke about England's physicality and how much they would have wanted to impose themselves on Spain at the moment. It looks like Spain is doing all the imposing at the moment. Just getting the ups at scrum time. Captain Garcia, he's done brilliantly today too. He's been finding his jumpers really, really well. He's had options and folds. Imaz this time goes 2 folds. Now the quick ball, keeping it really, really tight. A lot of runners coming in naturally. A lot of runners getting back into shape for Spain. That's been left at the bottom of the ruck. It rather looks like advantage for Spain at the moment. The footwork of Martiniano Cian, and he will not be denied this time. Samuel Ziala was denied in the first half, but 3.5 minutes into the second half, and he will not be denied now. But look at the footwork using the feint, getting the flick back onto the inside. The support from Eziala, brilliant, well-deserving, and that is exactly the way that Spain would have wanted to start their second half. Well, he's no longer the man with all the points on the board for Spain, Lucien Richardes, but he's done really well, the youngster, to control the game for the Spanish. One final look. Gets a good strike and has the direction too, so gets the full 7 points. At the start of the second half, Spain extend their lead 19 points to 7. Atkinson gets us back in the way. It's deep. Now they set up the rolling ball, but the ball's got to come out. The calls come from the referee. By still fighting. Spain thinking they've done enough to keep the ball alive, though, in the breakaway from Thierry Foutu. They have done enough, so that's brilliant. Territorial gain by Spain after that kickoff. By sends one high, two contesters in the air and still contesting for the ball, eventually won by Captain Harding, who sends the flick on. Trying to keep it alive, went for the reach, just could not get a hand to it. Did Noah Kaluri. And again, Spain get the decision. And just starting to tighten the stranglehold over England at the moment. Spain really with one scrum penalty in this second half. Can they get another? Referee's just going to bring us back for that moment. It's been on the edge the entire day. It's been a lot of afters. Referees had to have a conversation with both captains multiple times.
No, no.
Oh well, after the pushing and shoving, what was supposed to be a reset scrum has turned into penalty against Spain. And so England now with opportunity to get back into Spanish half and potentially get some points on the board in the second half. And you can just see it looked like it was Mario Picardi who's just coming from the side and just started pushing and shoving. And after those conversations that the referees had with both captains, the right thing to do was to award that penalty. Jabulu sends one in and high, and Sudeke rising high, and that's some brilliant more work. Have they done enough to stop that? Spain, all legal. McParland back onto the inside, and that looked like it was Fisilao who break the advantage line using the feet of the big men now. McParland has to go digging, sends it through the hands, and the soft touches from Atkinson is red. So back onto the inside now for Harding. Just courts playing really deep at the moment, England A, so potentially losing meters. And John Wessel-Bell goes high, calls the mark, and takes the kick quickly. Yeah, the South African born Spanish player. You can just see wanted to go quickly, but it just came off the side of his boot, so just rushed it ever so slightly. But another huge opportunity for England A. One more try, they get within 5 points. Just looks like the rain has just stopped for the meantime. First half was bucketing down. Sodeke again winning another line out for England A, and again England A start the march with that rolling maul. Still continuing to go. You can just see Spanish players trying to coax it towards the side, and they get the penalty advantage swimming around the side. Number 2, Captain Alvaro Garcia, entering illegally. And so every opportunity, every penalty gives England A another opportunity to get closer and closer to the try line. And just as I said that it looked like the rain had stopped, actually looks like it's gotten worse. And you just see there Alvaro Garcia just coming in around the side, getting his hands involved. Jabulu goes high. Nathan Harding isn't able to get a hand to it. Has it still stayed on England's side, though? It does look like it has. And so cleaned up well after not going exactly to plan. Thierry Fetu just trying to slow ball down. McParland does well to get it away, though. Very flat, really tight around those edges. McParland on the pickup again to Fasogbon. Looking for the steal, appealing are Spain. And they have turned the ball over, so another opportunity that England A have created for themselves goes a bigging by. Kicks the clearance. No, Kalou looking like he wanted to go quickly rather this time, just taking his time. And they've done all the hard work today, have the big men getting their hands in, stopping ball from being played, making it unplayable, getting the steals, turning ball over, being really opportunistic in dangerous areas of the field. But that just shows the way that the Spanish side wants to play. Contest in the air still comes out on England's side, though. McParland straightening, run by the inside centre, Marcy White. We've seen very little ball. Ball's not had a lot of width today. Popped out the back, and they do have advantage to England A, and that's not held, so still allowed to go. This is Nathan Michelo. Yellow card in that first half. Most bit of ball time you think the England's side has seen. Another penalty going against Spain. So pressure mounting now on the Spanish side, but just unable to penetrate, and that had to come, one would feel. Had plenty of opportunities to go to post, plenty of penalties in front of the post, chosen to go to the sideline each time, but this time pointing towards the sticks was Josh Hodge. To get themselves within 9. Right in front of the sticks, Josh Hodge. Hodge launches and does well. That is Josh Hodge. So gets England within 9. Spain still with the lead in this match, and a change for England. Joseph Woodward has made his way onto the park. Looks like Manny Jürgen has also made his way off. I see White also making his way off the park. Contest in the air. England managed to keep the ball in hand though. Now they start to get to work. McParland lines it, goes straight up. Doesn't have a lot of distance. Contest in the air, good enough, and that's soft hands from Spain. Felikesa Sela has made his way onto the park for Sogbon. By Richardis. Into the air for John Vessel Ball to chase, and that's been left to set up. And this is where Noah Kaluri is incredibly dangerous because he's incredibly opportunistic. Gets the ball onto the outside. He's scored one. He's assisted one, Noah Kaluri. And this time, the opposite winger, George Hendy, gets a try of his own. And just after getting within 9, the wingers link up. And it is Hendy that scores. But take a look at this, off of the bounce. Pins the ears back. Gets the pass away. And Hendy will go over for a try. Well, it was all Spain. But Noah Kaluri's been doing it all for England at the moment. He got the first points on the board. He's assisted in the second points on the board. And this is a kick to get within 2. They were calling for it. One of the Spanish players. It looked like it was for the forward pass from Kaluri to Hendy. This looks like it might just be for a knock-on out of the air from Nathan Kaluri. Temo Paulo Duarte from Portugal. Just showing the referee the right pictures. Just looks like they're looking at that knock on with the ball. He's gone forwards or backwards. And if it is off of Kaluri's hands. Well, decision's been made. And Hendy will not get his try. And Noah Kaluri's assist will not stand. And Spain still lead by 9. Officials have done well today, just with clear communication. Moments in the game that have lasting impact. We've seen 2 disallowed tries in this match. First half, disallowed try for Samuel Zelia. He ended up scoring at the start of the second half, and now a disallowed try to George Hendy. On the feed, the pop-up and the change of direction. John Russell Bell to Alian Rola Forja. Still searching for the ball. Bai gets the big runners involved this time, trying to punch at the defense. Bai Maz. Bai this time set up Thierry Foutu. Pick and go around the corner again for Spain. Just testing the defense of England at the moment. Holding up well. The double hits working for England at the moment, but they do have a penalty advantage, so able to play the ball out the back. Now John Wessel-Bell gets the ball on the second time. Coming around the corner is Martiano Sian. He was the assist for the try for Samuel Izelia. This time just wasn't able to beat his man, but they did have penalty advantage, Spain. Now the calls of España will ring around the stadium. The Spanish fans can just feel something is coming. Thierry Foutu. Leonardo Vázquez. And every single opportunity that we've seen Lucien Richardes be able to take for posts, he's grabbed. Looking to extend by 3. Richardes. He has not made a single mistake tonight. 5 out of 5 for Richardes. Extending the lead to 12 points. Spain. England have to up the tempo. They have to try and find something. I feel that they've done all the defending, but the opportunities that they have had in the Spanish half, they've just not been able to capitalize on. Not being able to capitalize on those 22-meter entries. Couple of penalties that they've had down in Spanish half, not opted to go for points that time. The sole penalty coming off of the boot of Josh Hodge, that were taken in the 53rd minute. Up this time is Ben Bama. Now they set it going. Do England A, get a couple runners involved, keeping it tight, and the offload sticking this time, upping the tempo. That was the call. Harding with the short line onto the inside. Brilliant ball. Now they keep it short. Do England A, just playing at a quicker pace at the moment. Cleaners all there. McParland sending it out the back, and again, just as they look to be stringing something together, the ball doesn't stick, and the turnover for Spain. Richardes off the left foot, looking for a 50-22, but it does not get there. George Hendy now with his footwork trying to beat the defender. Beats the first, beats the second. Not able to get around the third. McParland. Hard line running. But they find themselves back inside their 22, do England. Goes high, John Wessel-Bell does well under the high ball, does well to stay on his feet and gets the offload away to Imaz. Coming for the counter-ruck was Manny Yogan. Bai sends it high, John Wessel-Bell chases, just trying to time his tackle to perfection, and he does, but the offload is made and the kick downfield even better. But it doesn't find touch. Again, just with so much time on his hands. Richardes has not gone into touch though. So still ball in play and still England looking to make something happen versus the Spanish here, who have done really well both defensively and on attack, have taken their opportunities, and that's just a rushed pass. All gone backwards though. Still England balls. McParland. Bama. McParland looking for support. Sets it up. Goes high. John Grisabella testing one versus George Hendy. And George Hendy was denied one. Has that gone into touch? George Hendy thought he'd just done enough. The chase from Hendy, gathers the ball, the tackle comes in. Was he short? Looked like it was fine. Looked like he might have just gotten it down. Just looks like they might be checking whether or not there's a player in front of the kicker. George Hendy's already had one try on his chalkboard for the board. He'll be hoping not another one. Because unfortunately we do not have problems with the TMO, we're just unable to know exactly whether or not it was for the chase, whether or not it was for the actual try scored. It looks like it could just be short there from George Hendy. Could be around the fact that George Hendy scored the ball's gone backwards, and Fisalau has done enough to chase up and score the try. Yeah, well, looks like it's exactly that. George Hendy was short. Fisalau had done enough to regather that ball. And so try will stand, except it won't go to George Hendy, or rather it will go to Greg Fisalau. Hodge. This one just left. So only the 5 points
Ensayo
for
de la
England
transformación, ensayo
after
del
the
número
review.
8, Courbet, felicitado.
That's brilliant work by George Fisselar to get there. Hendy beats Vessel well in the air, doesn't get over, but the chase on the inside from George Fisselar is what allows that try to stand. The awareness to pick the ball up and place it just in case Hendy was short. Fine. Imaz makes his way off the park. Ignacio Pinheiro will make his way on, and Manny Yogan will head off the park. And looks like half time for England. Make his way on. Nathan Jabulu will off, and Kapueli Tuipulotu will make his way back onto the park after being on the field for a couple of minutes with Nathan Jabulu's yellow card. Joe Owen also makes his way onto the field for England. All new front row for England A, Tuipulotu, Hafa as well as Sela. Just after conceding a try, Spain give themselves another opportunity inside England A's 22. And what an opportunity this will be if Spain do get the win after losing 61 points to 24. They play Fiji, they host Tonga. Didn't go to hand, but the clearance kick well measured by Sian, and he gets driven out into touch. There's Martiniano Sian. This is defining ascent for Spain, who look to climb the peak of 15s rugby and look to be in good stead for that Rugby World Cup 2027 for England A. All about trying to put their hands up to make their way into the senior side and use this as a pathway to the senior side. Made their way through under 18, under 20s, a couple under 20s champs in this side. Now wanting to remain within the folds for the senior side. That went forward off of the boot of a couple of English players. But there was a knock on earlier on. Advantage called over. And so Spain will get the line out. England A side designed as a bridge between domestic Prem performances, England youth pathways, and then the full international honours that they look to try and get. Garcia goes out the back and they set up the rolling maul. Do Spain from just inside their own 22 want to try and get over 80 metres up the field. But England A have done enough just to stop it. By goes high. Testing for Hendy. An advantage, knock-on advantage to Spain, who now want to get things going. Richardes with the fling over the top, and Alejandro Laforja, who made a name for himself on the 7th circuit. One of the most experienced Spanish sevens players. Just not seen enough ball around the fridges in those wider channels. Now going to look for work on the inside. Dumped in the tackle was Inaki Mathieu. Garcia driven backwards in a double hit with Shideke leading the charge. By just taking his time. Sends one high again. 3 chases going after that ball, waiting and timing to make the hit. Did Matthew. England now look to play. Joel Merkler with a flying hit and the steal. Brilliant for Spain. Just isolated on the ground was Ben Bama, the Sale Shark player. Not enough support, and so penalty. It just looks like Nathan Michelot has taken over the captaincy with Fitz Harding being replaced. That's a brilliant steal. Hard work coming in from Matthew Fold, just getting over the ball early. Well, looks like the penalty has been overturned. And rather penalty to England. Seven-point game. England will feel they have their tails up at the moment and will be desperate to try and score a try. Fed quickly by Tui Pelotu. Parlin back on the inside. That's a strong run, and that's a cutting run, and a decisive one, but that's not gone to hand for England. They picked up and cleaned up well by Martinião Sian. By kicks downfield, clears well after an incredible run up the middle. Joseph Woodward, the Leicester Tiger, just cutting up the Spanish defense, just needed the support on the inside. The ball didn't go to hand, and a couple of players just going down for treatment. Also looks like Matthew Folds will make his way off the park. Alex Saleta, the line cap heading to the final 10 minutes of this match, and that looks like it's Martinião Sian. Joel Merkler just getting some treatment to his knee, looks like too. Martinião Sian, he's been brilliant for the Spanish side the entire day. Almost had an opportunity to score a try of his own. This is the assist. A brilliant run. The fend on George Hendy, manages to stay in field and gets the pop over the top to Samuel Ezialea, but he's done all the work defensively too. He's not only been strong in attack, definitely not one of those players that they want to see leaving the field with injury. Just unfortunate, it looks like they have brought the stretcher into the park for Martinião Sian. Just looks like it's that left leg. Not sure whether it's the knee or the ankle. Either way, not the pictures you want to be seeing, not after a player who's done so much gets the thumbs up. Showing his family, showing everyone he's all into the final 10 minutes of this match in Valladolid we go. Calling for skew throw, but left, and that ball's been poached off and stolen like a thief in the night by the Spanish side, who now just look like they want to inject final 10 minutes of energy into this match. It's all about managing. Goes long, goes over the top of Kaluri. He's met, and the counteract from the Spanish, and they get the penalty. Can they get the ball out quick enough to try and get the tap and go? You can just see the work of Alex Saleta just trying to get the crowd behind him. It was John Wessel-Bell that made the charge onto Noah Kaluri. South Africa plays his trade in Spain. You can now hear the crowd in full voice. And instead of backing the set piece of theirs that has worked well the entire day, they go to the boots of the man that's worked harder than anyone today. The most accurate, 5 out of 5 penalties, as well as the 2 conversions. He's been perfect. Richardes. Off the left boot. Has he pulled in for the first time? No, he has not. 76th minute. And he's kicking like it's his first. Spain lead by 10, 25 points to 15, with 3.5 minutes left in this match. A first meeting between these two sides, and what a match we have seen. Santiago Ovejero making his way onto the park for Captain Fantastic Alvaro Garcia, and Joel Merkler, who's had an incredible day today, makes way for Joaquin Dominguez. Carrying that front row for Spain today. Goes short this time is Charlie Atkinson, and they've won the ball back, have England. John Wessel-Bell. You see the end of his match after a yellow card, and just after we thought we were going to get through the entirety of the second half without seeing a yellow card, John Wessel-Bell gets one for taking the man out in the air. And Spain will finish this match off with 14 players. Let's take another look at it. Goes high, is beaten in the air by Noah Kaluri. So England will sniff an opportunity. They set up the rolling maul, trying to get something going, and they're making some valuable meters. Now they've got to get the big guys in, but that's a breakaway. And it looks like it's Kepu Tuipulotu who will get the score, and almost as quickly as he scores his try, England charge back to the halfway line to get it going again. Josh Hodge will try and take this as quickly as possible to give themselves an opportunity, trailing by 3. Well, we've just seen the yellow card to John Wessel-Bell. Kepu Tuipulotu breaks away from that rolling maul. The try is scored, and England get themselves within 3. You can just see Spain now will take their time to get to the halfway line. They will take their time in everything that they do just to manage out the rest of this match. It's been all Spain for 74 minutes. The last thing they want to do is give away the win. Richardes goes just over the 22-meter line. England have to work 80 meters to get themselves in a scoring opportunity, and now they have one. Knock on from Spain, and it's a double knock on, but England get the scrum, and it's the first time they get a scrum and have to go to scrum without the likes of Joel Merkler and Alvaro Garcia. So first time opportunity for the new front row. That's just another look at the try from Kepa Tuipulotu. Broke away from the back of the rolling maul that was looking like it was getting dangerous. Sensed an opportunity, making no mistake with the conversion to Charlie Atkinson. And now England, with 4 minutes left on the clock, have scrum opportunity, and that's gone straight down. And the short arm free kick taken quickly. McParland, Joe Woodward calling for the penalty. Don't get it this time. Spain have to defend, and they have to do so with the highest of disciplines. Tuipulotu showing some of his fancy footwork. Back onto the inside now. Bama. The defense that Spain have shown the entire evening is going to be tested now. Now they get into those wider channels. Do England. Ben Reedshaw. Reedshaw into contact. McParland back onto the inside, finding a couple runners. They've made their way just outside the 22, the softest of touches. Now for England A, and they get the penalty advantage for not rolling away. So free ball, free opportunity to play with. The kick pass is there. It sets up perfectly. England A get the score, and Ben Reedshaw gets the try. 2 tries in the matter of 3 minutes for England A. And have they just gone and broken Spanish hearts? Had the penalty advantage. Charlie Atkinson spotting the space, the chip over the top, the chase brilliant from Reedshaw. And Spain now, camping behind the try line, have to find an opportunity to get themselves back in the lead with less than 2 minutes to play. Taking his time with this one. Gets a good strike on it and raises the flags, making it out of reach. With only a penalty for Spain, they have to score. A 4-point game. Spain have led this entire match, only giving away the lead once by 1 point after the try from Noah Kaluri, and then they took back the lead, and for the first time in the 78th minute, England A take the lead again. Are Spain able to get something going, and are they able to score a try? By have to rebuild from inside their own half. Mere seconds left on the clock for Spain. By back onto the inside now. They try and send it through the hands. Richardes, Villian, out into the inside. Has to stay in field. Does Pinheiro. Does so by Straightening from Saleta. Bai goes digging this time. Now they have to be decisive in their opportunities. Bai with the break up the middle, needs support. Richardes there, but nobody to play halfback. Nicolas Infer, who was the scrum half replacement, has come on as injury replacement for Martiniano Sian. He was able just to slow things down, and now they get the big men involved. Do Spain looking for the counter. Another pick and go, keeping it tight. Just trying to march their way up and get themselves closer. Has that been knocked on? Again, free ball. Still able to play with cut up the middle from Joaquin Dominguez. Kepu Tuipulotu, first player in, so steal made for England. Kepu Tuipulotu as the player that scored the try, and England after surviving wave after wave, after trailing for 76 minutes of this match, have broken Spanish hearts. But look at the appreciation from the Spanish fans for what their side has been able to do today. They have put up the strongest of fights, the most valiant of efforts. A try erased, chalked off of both sides' scoreboards. Spain having managed the game throughout the entirety of the 80, leaving the boots of Lucien Richardes perfect today. But a heartbreaking double brace of tries. First, Kepu Tuipulotu breaking off around the corner, scoring the try to get within 3. And then the penalty advantage, the kick off the boot to get it into the hands of Ben Redshaw to score the try and take it to 29 points to 25. Spain would have felt they've done absolutely everything. But it is the game management of these England A youngsters that rise to the top today. A word for the scrum half. Stanislaw Bai, who came onto the park, who managed this game as best he could. He thought he had his name written in lights tonight with the break up the top. But it is England who breaks Spanish hearts at Estadio José Zorrilla in Valladolid with 4 points. England A beat Spain 29 points to 25.